And when through the process of listening, as he spoke on Saturday, um, he said, "This is such an incredible event. I want to do a Shabbat dinner. Can we get Shabbat dinners going? Like, can we get an event next week where we come and do an interfaith dialogue? Like, who wants to do it next week?" And everyone in the whole room raised their hands. This one man raised his hand. He was like, he's a Muslim man. He's like, "You could come to my house anytime."
Wow.
Now we're going to have a meal at this person's house.
Mhm.
We're going to invite Jews and Muslims, and we're going to have these conversations. I honestly think that if the world did more of this, we would have less war.
It's a lot easier to demonize someone when you've never had a conversation with them. That's
Easy,
that's
easy.
I think the takeaway here, or that maybe that's the principle behind this. So, experience has shown that, right? Meaning, um, when you live in the world of conspiracy theories, the Jews are eating I mean, literally in the Muslim world, in the Arabic world in particular, they are report in the newspaper that such and such Christian child was sacrificed by the Jews for their to use the blood in their matzah. And when you actually have a conversation with people, you're like, wait, they remove blood from their meat. So what are you talking about? They're going to eat blood in their matzah? It doesn't even make sense, right? But so it's easier to demonize someone you've never had a conversation with them. Yeah, so I love this. This is fascinating stuff you're sharing with us, Mikey. Can we talk about the lawsuit?
Yeah, let's talk about the lawsuit.
Tell me about the lawsuit.
Last December, I was booked to perform at a hot spring music venue where I've performed in the past. And a couple of days before the performance, I got an email from the venue that said that they needed to cancel because they got negative feedback. And during the same day, I ended up getting on Facebook and online through email death threats, hate mail from people that were calling me a terrorist lover and a Palestinian killer. So essentially, what happened was I was going to perform at this hot spring, and I was targeted by a cancel campaign. It's not my first, but it's one of them. And so what happened is through conversation with the community and trying to figure everything out, they made a choice to cancel the concert, and I ended up speaking with them, and they said it had to do with my Zionist views. And I was like, I mean, that I believe Israel has a right to exist, that I believe that Jews have a right for self-determination. Um, and they said that they needed to postpone it to a later date. So I ended up kind of like posting about this online, and I got all these messages, and I ended up I basically had to, after getting the death threats, I had to call the FBI, and I had to like essentially like let them know what's going on. I had to make all these claims with uh, the law enforcement, and contacted all the different civil rights organizations, and even the ADL. I was contacted by, a few days later, the National Jewish Advocacy Center with Dr. Rabbi Mark Goldfelder, who um, started this law firm, and we are suing. They ended up taking me as a client, and we're suing the music venue. We actually filed the suit in April. It's a federal lawsuit in Northern California. We're suing the venue and the people that came after me for this cancel campaign, and we're saying that the case is that they're trying to argue. Harbin's trying to argue that they're trying to argue that Zionism is a political belief. It has nothing to do with our faith and our people. And that's what this is. So
Wow.
right now in society, we live in a time on college campuses and around the world where people are able to call you a Zionist, they're able to discriminate against you. And it has nothing to do with Judaism, they say, which is not true. And so this court case, they're seeing this as a historical court case, like a Brown versus Education lawsuit in America, unlike any in the music industry. And they're hoping
Wow.
that this case will, if we win, they're hoping that this will make sure that if a music venue, cancels a concert because someone's a Zionist, or you're a director in Los Angeles, you have a film and someone decides to discriminate against you, that it will actually be illegal to do so. and it's going to expand in civil law section 2 and 6 of civil law. And Yeah, so that's what I'm fighting right now. We're going to actually have opening. We're going to have an oral argument with the judge on September 26th, so people can at 10 a.m. Pacific time, people can log in and see this conversation.